Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about I'm going to give you a little review, a little recap of episode 5, Lullaby. Listen, I think Christy's girlfriend had an issue with drugs before she got there. Because there's no way that she got there and all of a sudden she's on some drugs. I think she had a problem when she got there. Okay? But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, so when the show comes on, it opens up with Tabitha and Jim rushing to the church, pissed off, okay, after they heard that Sara has returned and that boy has been protecting her. He's been hiding her. And I understand their anger because I'll be pissed off too. For real. I'll be pissed off too if I found out the person that tried to harm my son or is responsible for my father being dead is back and boy is protecting her. But boy could only protect her for so much, okay? So they had, Tabitha had words with her and everything, and Jim spoke to Boyd. He had his words with Boyd. So it's clear that Kenny told everyone that Sara is back and that Boyd was protecting her. That's how the word got out. Okay? That's how the word got out. And they see her as a murderer. Except for Elgin. I think Elgin is giving her a little bit of grace because he doesn't know anybody there. He had a conversation with her at the church. But I just think that Elgin doesn't have hate in his heart. I don't know. He just seems like a very forgiving person. Okay. So, Jim and Tabitha, they want her punished and they want her in the box. That was the rule. But Boyd is not putting her in the box because he feels that Sara is the answer to something that's going on there. So he's trying to hold on to her and keep her safe. See, when he told her to stay in the house, she didn't. She went wandering off because she was looking for something from her brother. And she went wandering off. So everybody was coming at Sara in that episode, left and right. Okay. But Tabitha and Jim, they really do have a reason to be pissed off because she tried to kill Ethan. Okay? She tried to kill Ethan. Okay. Okay, so now back at Kenny's house where the Matthews family has been staying there after their house collapsed. Ethan is a little shaken up, and afraid for his life because he heard that Sara is back. He heard people talking about it, and so now he's kind of like upset. But his father has a really good way with him. So he compares the situation to the Chronicle from Ethan's storybooks, that the boy gathers courage and unlocks his room door once again and drawing inspiration from the book and its characters and facing one's fears. So now Ethan asks his parents to take him to Sara. And Jim takes him to Sara, even though Tabitha was against it. But Jim takes him to meet Sara, and he says what he has to say. He said, "I'm not afraid of you." He said, "You was out there in the woods, and they didn't bother you because you was a monster." I was like, "Well, look at Ethan. Go ahead, little boy. Okay, he's growing up." So I'm glad to see him overcome his fear of Sara. So, yeah, he's he was very good with his words. He said what he had to say. I mean, that whole episode was, Sara had to feel like crap the whole time. Okay, so of course Sara decides to leave the church, and then she visited her house where her brother Nathan used to live in season 1. So after killing her brother, there's 2 people that's living there. She went to go grab her brother's jacket, and the guy said, "Hey, that's mine." And she said, "This belongs to my brother," which I felt like they should have just let her have the damn jacket. Just give it to her. If that's all she wants, just give her the jacket. Why would you want to walk around wearing a damn man's jacket anyway, when she told you that was my brother, and they knew that she murdered her brother? But why would you want to even have that jacket? I would just let her have it and say, "Okay, go on about your business," and that's that. But no. They didn't. She ran out the house. After she went there, she went to, I think she went to, where did she go after that? The diner. She went to the diner, and Kenny's mom saw her, said what she had to say. She said, I know what you come for. And she gave her the box because there was something in there that her brother had. You know, she wanted that. She wanted that. So she got it. And as she was leaving, of course, Kenny saw her and he lit into her. He was just like, you know, cussing her out. And he took the box and threw everything out of it. And that special thing that her brother had, he took it and slammed it against the wall and broke it, and it was just crazy. So she gathered everything, and Elgin helped her. But you know, she met Elgin. Let me go back a little bit, because she met Elgin at the church when she went to go visit the church, and the two share stories about, you know, about some things. They shared stories about their memories with loved ones and the friendship and all that kind of stuff. And but Elgin, he didn't know about Sarah's past. Okay, when he inquires about her brother Nathan, Sarah did admit to him that she killed him. You know, it got quiet a little bit. Elgin was like, I think it's time for me to go. I was like, wow, but you saw his face change a little bit. So he was like, yeah, and he left. So he left the church. But then it also becomes clear that the man does really believe in absolute forgiveness. And how you could tell he believes in forgiveness, because when that happened with her and Kenny, he ran to help her. He put everything in the box and helped her and all that kind of stuff. So he does believe in forgiveness. I can honestly say he's really like genuine. But it was really something. It was really something. Now let's get to Victor and Jade, right? Those two, you know, those two. Jade is so like in his head a lot. He needs something to keep him calm 24/7, because he is just in his head. And then he started seeing visions of some guy. He just too in his head. He needs to calm down. Maybe if he calmed down and focused on something, the answers will come to him. But right now, his mind is racing, and he's trying so hard to figure out, you know, what that symbol means. So Jay, he's still trying to solve the mystery of that dang on symbol, right? Like I said, the hallucination, like visions that the man had been having for quite some time, now happen once again as he sees the man from the photograph. He's trying to find out about appear in front of him and hold the diary containing the symbols with blood dripping from it. So you know that freaked him out even more. So once Jay gathers himself again, he is seen to have created a large symbol out of the empty alcohol bottles at the bar, and now Victor comes in, right? So this is where it gets interesting. So Victor, you know, and Victor and Jade, they go to, I call it the graveyard cars. The cars are all the cars that it's the graveyard for cars. They go there and he asks him to play the violin, and so he plays the violin, and it's so beautiful. And you could just see that the kid in Victor was just sitting there, you know, because that meant something to him. His mother used to play the violin, and it was called Lullaby, I believe. And the car that he was sitting on was his mother's car, and you know, he was remembering her while Jade played the violin. So I thought that was a nice moment right there. So when it's finally Victor's turn to keep his promise to reveal about the symbols, he once again grows scared and does not want to speak about it. It is already very clear that Victor is genuinely afraid of whatever this mystery is, but now it looks like From is trying to oversell it too much just to keep away from the revelations from some time more. So I'm thinking that they don't want Victor to say a lot right now, because I just hope, this is what I hope he doesn't do. I hope they don't keep dragging it, because it's going to get boring after a while. Okay. I love the series. I love season 2 and it's great, but it is moving a little slow. You know, you got to have some build up. But I did hear that episode 6 is supposed to be off the chain. So we'll see. But Victor, he does say something. As he states that the man with the diary seen in the photograph was called Christopher because of his charming ability to lighten the mood and make people laugh. Christopher was quite popular man in town until he suddenly changed. So Victor was opening up and talking to Jade about, you know, Christopher and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. So Tabitha, she goes back to the woods, right? And because she keeps seeing these 2 dead children. So she goes back to the woods and then she says, I think she said, I'm here or something like that. You know, what do you want? And then all of a sudden, all these dead looking ghostly kids start coming out of the woods. And I think they're saying Akui or something like that. So it frightens Tabitha, you know, to the point she's like really scared because they're all gathering around her and then they disappear. But first of all, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? You know what you saw. You know that symbol thing that Ethan was playing, but you know you saw that. So why would you want to go to the woods by yourself and call these people? You know what I'm saying? The dead children. And she got the mess scared out of her. So yeah, that's what happened. So as for Boyd, let's just talk about Boyd real quick before I close out. I want Boyd to really get himself together and tell people what's going on. He has those skin worms and he's still not being truthful. He's not telling no one anything. And I think it's unfair because they all need to know what's going on. Okay? So at some point he's going to have a conversation with somebody, and I think that somebody is going to be Kenny's mom. Because when he goes inside the diner, I think they're going to have a little chit chat, and I think he's going to tell her some things. So hopefully from now until the end of the season, you know, I hope he reveals what happened to him so that maybe the people in the town could help him. Maybe somebody's have answers for that. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. And that old lady who keep walking around, is revealed that she has cancer. I don't know if I believe that. She has a bottle of morphine and she gives it to Christy. And Christy's girlfriend saw her do it. But she's very messy, that old woman. That old woman is messy. She's going to say, oh, you know, that girl is back in town, Sara. It's been so crazy. And that's when Christy won't take it off. But then when it comes back, Christy's girlfriend has a syringe and she's taking medicine out of the bottle and drinking it. And I'm like, this girl is a druggie. Oh, okay. So she was doing this, which this is nothing new to her, I don't think. I think she was on something before she got there. But, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? But anyway, that's all I want to say about this. We are on episode 6 is on Sunday. We'll just have to see what happens. Yeah. I just hope it starts really picking up here. I really do. But overall, it's a good series. I'm enjoying it. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later.